Beat. I'm Melissa Murray in for Ari Melber. We begin tonight with tantalizing new reporting about the special counsel's coup probe and what it suggests about Donald Trump's criminal intent. Jack Smith has already sent Trump a target letter, and an indictment could come any day. Today, the Washington Post reports the special counsel's team is scrutinizing text messages sent by Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. The texts are important because they appear to provide more evidence that Trump's inner circle knew Biden won the election. The texts in question show Murrow's joking with White House lawyer Eric Hirschman about Trump's fraudulent election claims. In the messages, Meadows refers to his son, a lawyer in Georgia, having trouble proving Trump's claims. In early December, Meadows texted, quote, "My son found 12 obituaries and 6 other possibles, depending on the voter roll accuracy." Hirschman jokingly responds, quote, "That sounds more like it. Maybe he can help Rudy find the other 10K. Meadows responds with, LOL. Laugh out loud. The Post reports that such mockery of Trump's claims was commonplace. Quote, Trump aides and other Republican officials expressed deep skepticism or even openly mocked the election claims being publicly made by Trump. The texts were sent about a month before Trump's infamous January 2nd phone call with Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Here's what Meadows said on that call.
For example, Mr. Secretary, I can tell you, you said there was only 2 dead people that would vote. I can promise you there are more than that, and that may be what your investigation shows, but I can promise you there are more than that.
Remember, Meadows also testified before a grand jury last month for Jack Smith. Now, all of this is making Trump world very nervous. Trump and his allies have been, quote, feverishly speculating about the degree of Meadows' cooperation with the Smith probe.
Meadows has gone silent, and there are some big questions as to who Special Counsel Jack Smith really has. He may have some acolytes of President Trump who are in the only position that they can take, and that is the truth.
The new text could further undermine Trump's ability to rely on the so-called Costanza defense, made famous by Seinfeld. Quote, "It isn't a lie if you believe it." The texts are more evidence that Trump insiders didn't believe the election lies. They build on what multiple witnesses have told the January 6th committee. Trump didn't believe those lies either.
He says words to the effect of, yeah, we lost, we need to let that issue go to the next guy, meaning President Biden.
And he was looking at the TV and he said, "Can you believe I lost to this effing guy?"
I said, does the president really think that he lost? And he said, a lot of times he'll tell me that he lost, but he wants to keep fighting it.
Joining me now to break it all down is Neil Katyal, former acting Solicitor General for the Obama administration, and Timothy Hafey, former chief investigator for the January 6th committee. Tim, first to you. Your committee first uncovered these texts from Mark Meadows. How do they fit into the broader evidentiary picture here, and how important are they?
Yeah, Melissa, thanks for having me. Look, your initial clip summarizes it perfectly. There was a lot of evidence that in the days right after the election, and I think this text from Mr. Meadows to Hirschman was December 3rd, there was an acknowledgement that the election was lost. A lot of different people, as General Milley and Alyssa Farah and others said. But over time, what's strange is that the evidence evolved, the rhetoric got increasingly disparate from the evidence. The claims keep getting repeated, despite the fact that the evidence reinforced that there was no fraud. President Trump continued, even at the ellipse, to talk about dead voters in Georgia, when all the way back in December and throughout the pre-Jan 6 period, people rebutted and debunked that allegation. That's what's so curious. The rhetoric and the evidence just don't match. You could sort of imagine in the beginning there's some suspicion of voter fraud, but they looked at it and they didn't find it. That does not square with the rhetoric. And that's why it's so important to Jack Smith, because it therefore suggests it's evidence of intent, that he knew that what he was saying was false, nevertheless continued to repeat it in an attempt to obstruct the official proceeding. That's essentially sort of the theory or the hypothesis that Jack Smith is investigating.